So recently, Marvel Marvel has dropped. Recently, Marvel has dropped all of the names so far who's going to be in Doomsday. So let's find out what it all means.
The tabs you open here are also here. Choose Chrome to share tabs across devices.
Hey, welcome back to Screen Crush. I'm Colton Ogburn, and the official Avengers Doomsday cast has been revealed, and oh my god, this cast is stacked. There were, of course, some obvious names on this lineup, some huge surprises even I didn't see coming, and some names that were surprisingly left off. We're going to break down every confirmed cast member, what their role in the film will be, why each of these specific characters made the cut, and why others, like Spider-Man, didn't. Plus, I mean, come on, for an Avengers movie, there's a lot of X-Men in this movie, early 2000s X-Men to be exact. So we'll break down why these specific X-Men are returning, which universe...
Hold on, chat. This is what I heard, chat. I heard X-Men v Avengers. What do we think about that? I think that would be dope. Wolverine versus Captain America, Iron Man versus, I don't know, Cyclops. I'll be seeing it. I can see it happening.
They are from, and why they will be going to war with the Avengers.
I can't believe.
And hey, be sure to check out our merch store, ScreenCrushMerch.com. We have got some great Marvel-inspired parody shirts, such as The Beast, Woo, I'm about to make a name for myself, America's Ass, and many, many more. We've also got a sale going on right now. Be sure to check that out. So, I don't know what you guys did yesterday, but I sat at my computer screen for like 5 hours watching a live feed.
Which is ridiculous. Watching chairs is crazy. No, for real. Because I was in there. Hold on. Because I was in there. Hold on. Because Marvel really did that. Marvel really did that shit. And that is crazy. Ridiculous though. You know, look. Oh, here it is. This. You're telling me they're like, yeah, people gonna sit here for however long, so each and every one of these names. Every one of these names, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. For what? I mean, I get it. I totally get it. People gonna hate and be like, oh, Marvel thinks they're special. Oh, no one cares that much. Oh, no, people care. Yeah, people care. And yes, they are missing names. I mean, we still don't got no Spider-Man. So that's my major takeaway. Don't get me started on who else is missing. I just know Spider-Man is not there. Spider-Man is missing.
Of chairs. Yeah. Chairs. Each chair, of course, featured the names of each cast member. We've got Thor, Invisible Woman, Captain America, Bucky Barnes, Black Panther, Ant-Man, U.S. Agent, Namor, The Thing, Shang-Chi, Yelena Belova, Beast, The Sentry, The Falcon, Human Torch, Red Guardian, M'Baku, Ghost, Loki, Professor X, Magneto, Nightcrawler, Mystique, Cyclops, Gambit, Mr. Fantastic.
If you watch the video and post it. I legit had to look up most of the names on there. I was thoroughly confused and didn't know a single name up there. I was like, oh, Tom Hiddleston, yeah. Probably Anthony Mackie, of course. Some others. Jesus.
And of course, the man himself, Doctor Doom. Now, it's no secret that I am a huge fan of this Doom casting. I think it's the perfect choice for a multiversal villain in a multiverse saga, casting the hero of your last saga as the villain of your next, showcasing that theme of choice and how different things can be in the vastness of the multiverse was just a great move, if you ask me. Now, I know many of you hate this casting, including our own Ryan Arey, and I get it. It does look a little desperate, but honestly, Marvel's kind of at a point where it should be a little desperate. Now, even though Ryan and others disagree with me on this being good casting, I do think that one thing we can all agree on is that his casting is going to do wonders for the marketing of this movie. RDJ in many ways is the MCU, and his involvement in this film and his casting as Doctor Doom has garnered more interest in the MCU than I have seen in a long time. I mean, we sat there for 5 hours and watched Chairs and then got excited when RDJ walked out. We have not seen hype like this since Avengers Endgame. So here in a second, I do want to talk about why RDJ is shushing us and how that connects to Tony's time machine from Avengers Endgame. But first, let's break down this cast. And I'm gonna...
You want to know what I find crazy about all that? I don't know. I think the hype is definitely there, but Robert Downey Jr. I don't know where this is going. I love Robert Downey Jr. He is legit Iron Man, but to say the movie was like its hype is only around RDJ is crazy. I feel like personally, I just feel like Marvel can exist outside of RDJ. Be like their own thing. RDJ is like, is Marvel in the sense of yes, but like, who needs who? They need each other. They're both like, one is just. I'm just yapping. Hold on. Last time you're not gonna get back right there. Me yapping because you know why? Because me personally, I just think RDJ is great. Yeah, but like, is he like, oh, it's like Marvel needs RDJ? I don't think Marvel needs RDJ. That's all I'm saying. So just chill out real quick. Just let it cook.
I'm going to go ahead and break these characters up into different groups that I think will be separated for most of the movie, similar to the different teams and locations that we had in Infinity War and Endgame. We'll have the main team of Avengers, led by Sam Wilson's Captain America. We'll also have the Fantastic Four, the Wakandans and the Talokans, the Thunderbolts, and, of course, the X-Men. So, in first chair, we have got Chris Hemsworth back as Thor, an obvious casting if you ask me. He's an OG Avenger. He's part of that big three, Tony, Steve, and Thor, so it makes sense that he would be part of the war with Doctor Doom. Plus, Tom Hiddleston's Loki is in the movie, and we've got to see these brothers reunite.
Loki is great, by the way. You can't convince me Loki is not great. Loki is amazing. Tom Hiddleston is amazing. The Loki show, a banger. Didn't miss it episode. Absolutely banger. Can't convince me otherwise. It's now that's a person who's like, if you want to say, oh, right, like let's just like break it down real quick. There's a lot of right. There's a lot. There's a lot of people who's like, oh, fits the character, right? RDJ's Iron Man. That's Loki. You can't. There's no way that's not Loki, right? Just like how, right? This is not just Spider-Man. This is Peter Parker. This is the great Peter Parker, right? He portrays a good Peter Parker, right? But still Spider-Man, right? Right? Hear me out. Hear me out. What was this other name? I knew his name. Right? Wonderful Spider-Man. Wonderful Spider-Man, right? But not so much Peter Parker. You can't look at this British bloke, or whatever he is. I think isn't he British? Hold on, because it'd be. Oh no, he's American. Okay, I thought he was British. I don't know how I got there. It's the other one. The other one's British. Okay. we're Tom, right? English actor. It says it right there. Crazy. 2 Americans, only English actor to play, right? Believe it or not, in some weird timeline, he could have been James Bond. Believe it or not. I know it's like, yo, why cast Tom Holland as James Bond? It's just like, come on. If he wasn't typecast as Spider-Man and as Spider-Man adjacent, he's 28. God damn it. Oh my God. Amazing actor. Tom Holland is a better example of Spider-Man and Peter Parker. Like, he not necessarily looks like, he's a great actor, but you can't tell me that's not Spider-Man and Peter Parker. You can't tell me that's Spider-Man and Peter Parker. The fact that he does like spinny Roonies and flippy doos is amazing. It's just amazing. And come on, he bagged the baddie. You just can't do that. That's like, come on. That's skill. That is skill amongst it, right? Right. Also, get out of recent Marvel, right? Let's go back, right? Let's really think. What was it? Right? Look at this. Nicolas Cage. Can't tell me Nicolas Cage was basically Tom Cruise of the early years, the early 2000s, right? He's a goat. Now this is the person they need to break. They need to bring back this version of Ghost Rider in the new movies. That's all we want. Oh. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Nicolas Cage wants to do it. Please give him all the money. If Robert Downey Jr. is willing to put on a suit again, maybe not the suit again, but put on a different. You could do something. You could do something with that. You could do something. Maybe. I just need Ghost Rider. Plus, Blade ain't going nowhere. But speaking of Blade, right? What is it? I'm so. Yeah, that's Wesley Snipes. Oh my god. Yo, that's crazy. Wesley Snipes, yo. Wesley Snipes. Perfect example of Blade. You can't. I was close. You can't say I was close. I said Wesley Snipes. I don't know who Wesley Snipes is. I do know who Wesley Snipes is. Now, Mahershala Ali could be perfect if Blade could get off the ground, but that is never gonna happen. We are. Too bad. It sucks to be, and then, but back to the video. I almost forgot. I'm sorry.
I also think it's safe to assume that once the incursion between universes begins, remember that's when two realities begin to clash into each other, which is likely what Doomsday is in reference to, not solely to Doctor Doom, but the MCU's literal Doomsday, the end of the world. Anyway, I think we will see Thor go back to Earth, team up with the Avengers in hopes of devising a plan to save the universe like they've done many, many times before. Only this time, there's no Tony, there's no Steve, no Natasha, and according to these chairs, or lack thereof, there's no Bruce Banner, no Clint Barton, and no Rhodey.
Okay, what?
So Thor will be in a position where he arrives on Earth and finds a new team of Avengers that he has never really worked with before, a team recently assembled by the team's new leader, Sam Wilson's Captain America. This team will consist of Ant-Man, the new Falcon, Shang-Chi, and maybe the Thunderbolts. There is an asterisk in the Thunderbolts title, which could be a hint that the title will change in the closing credits of the film once the team is recruited by Sam Wilson to become official Avengers. So that would then include Bucky, Yelena, Red Guardian, Ghost, and John Walker.
I'll have you know is actually the official Captain America, so...
There's no way. This is crazy speculation. You cooking too hard right now. This ain't true. Hey, stop. Really? No, for real. Nah, that's crazy. No, you really, if you not for real, be fucking for real.
Yeah, for 2 seconds.
And honestly, I think this could be a pretty fun Avengers lineup. Bucky and Sam are always fun together. Yelena would be filling the shoes of her late sister. We'd see a reunion between Ant-Man and Ghost. Remember, she was introduced in Ant-Man and the Wasp. And we could even see Sam and Thor bicker over who is team leader.
So we know knifing one another. Everybody knows who's in charge.
Oh, and there's Sentry who... Okay, potential spoilers for Thunderbolts. Still here? Okay. Sentry is also a character called the Void. That's his darker half. He's super powerful, and he could be a connection to a place called the Void in the MCU that we've of course seen in Loki and Deadpool and Wolverine. And maybe Doctor Doom is actually pursuing Sentry as a weapon of sorts, and maybe we'll see the Avengers protecting Sentry from Doom, similar to how we saw the Avengers protecting Vision from Thanos and the Black Order. Or at least they tried. Now, next in the second chair, we got Vanessa Kirby's Sue Storm, aka Invisible Woman. She'll, of course, be in Phase 6's debut film, The Fantastic Four, all four of whom will be appearing in Avengers Doomsday. So, that's Invisible Woman, Human Torch, The Thing, and Mr. Fantastic. Now, the Fantastic Four have a very close connection to Doctor Doom. He is, after all, their primary antagonist in the comics, and they are Doom's greatest adversary. Reed Richards specifically. Now, Doom and the Fantastic Four actually acquired their powers together. At least that's what happens in the comics and every Fantastic Four movie that we've gotten to date. So I think that we can maybe assume that Downey's Doom will be the Doom from the Fantastic Four's universe, a universe that may very well fall victim to an incursion in their movie. And if that's the case, that would mean that Downey Doom's universe was destroyed and that he has seen firsthand the brutality of an incursion, and Kang, he is seeking to stop them by any means necessary. This would also tie into how Tony Stark had that vision in Age of Ultron that was actually kind of planted in his mind by the Scarlet Witch and him touching Loki's scepter. He had that vision of...
You know, this is one thing I am ready for. I am ready for to move out of referencing phase 1 through like the whole entire Infinity War. It's like it's been how long? We're how many far away? How far removed we're from it? And it's like, come on. Like, am I wrong, chat? Like, for real, am I wrong? Because, like, I just think it's just been so long since Endgame happened and that whole saga, and it's like, come on, yeah, we should be well into the present future. But I guess that's hopefully these next couple movies. Marvel really got to step their game up though, for real, for real. And all honestly, Marvel do have to step their game up because DC got that Superman in the pocket ready to go. So if Marvel don't really have no bangers, don't try no bangers from here on out. Bye Marvel. I love y'all, but like I might have to go over to DC. You know, I have like, come on, DC has James Gunn. He's like, that was Disney's downfall right there. It's like, come on. Guardians of the Galaxy was never a miss. It's like you have to admit it. You just have to admit it. It's just like that's just facts. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Him being responsible for the death of the Avengers, which then led to his actions in Age of Ultron, led to his actions in Civil War. So it would make sense that if Doom has actually seen an incursion, he sees how the multiverse is about to die, and that could make him want to be its savior. Now, there is also the possibility that Doom is from Universe 838, the universe that we saw in Multiverse of Madness, or maybe he's from the Fox X-Men universe. I'll get into those possibilities, though, once we get into the X-Men lineup. Okay, so that was the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, the Thunderbolts. Now, let's talk about the Wakandans and the Talokans. In this lineup, we have Shuri's Black Panther, M'Baku, King of Wakanda, and the King of Talokan, Namor. And I think we will see Shuri and M'Baku.
I thought that you never resolved that. It was like, how is that gonna work? It was like with him being the king, I guess. I enjoy M'Baku. M'Baku was cool.
and Namor form an alliance to challenge the rule of Doctor Doom or join the Avengers in a fight against the X-Men to save the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Universe 616. Okay, now let's talk about the X-Men. We have got Kelsey Grammer's Beast. Remember, he played Beast in X-Men The Last Stand and in the new future that we saw in X-Men Days of Future Past, as well as in this post-credit scene for the Marvels.
We were hoping you could tell us.
We then have the two legends themselves, Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen, returning as Professor X and Magneto. Stewart's Professor X has already made his MCU debut in Multiverse of Madness, but this will be our first live-action Magneto in the MCU, and it is only fitting that it be Sir Ian McKellen, and hopefully in a post-Secret Wars era of the MCU.
We about to see this. Cause it's, we finna get this old man. He ain't built like the only thing is he is not built like comic accurate. Magneto. Yes, Magneto is an old man in the comics. Let's get that right. And let's get that straight. He like look. it's hard to get that right. You could fool you could CGI. Could do that, but there's no way that man's gonna hit the gym. There's no way. I don't see it happen. I just don't. So you gotta convince me like how it's gonna work. But I see the vision. I see the vision. I hope Marvel sees the vision.
We could see maybe McAvoy and Fassbender return to these roles and maybe play these characters for the next 30 years. We also got Nightcrawler from X-Men 2, Mystique from X-Men 1, 2, and 3, and Cyclops from X-Men 1, 2, and 3.
But hey, TV person, didn't he die and didn't she lose her powers?
Well, remember, buddy, in X-Men Days of Future Past, we did see the timeline get reset.
Good to see you, Scott.
But I'm not so sure that even that will really be relevant to the story that we're getting here with the X-Men. I don't think it's an accident that Kevin Feige is bringing back the X-Men actors he worked with on those early X-Men films from before the MCU, but I don't know that we're meant to think that these are the exact same X-Men from those movies, but rather just super similar versions who may have almost identical histories. In fact, they may even be the X-Men from Deadpool's wibbly-wobbly inconsistent X-Men universe.
Let us go talk to the professor.
McAvoy or Stewart?
Oh, and hey, speaking of Deadpool, we also have Channing freaking Tatum returning as Gambit, a return which was teased here in this little TVA screen in the post.
You know how long I've been waiting for this here. I'm aiming for myself here.
Credit scene of Deadpool and Wolverine, and in the full res version of this scene, we can see Gambit standing in the aftermath of that battle, and in the reflection of his eye, we see a portal open, hinting that he is likely going to Deadpool's universe. And again, I think that could be the X-Men universe, which will be colliding with the MCU. I think that could be Deadpool's universe, which is also where Wolverine is, and we know that there is an X-Men team in that world. And I have to say, I love that they are casting these OG actors. One, because it's cool. I mean, these are the X-Men that I grew up with. But two, because it brings a certain level of familiarity to these characters that we already know and love and have a general understanding of from those previous films. And this makes it to where we can actually care about the conflict happening between them without needing to do more like X-Men build-up movies. We've already got them. We can just go into Doomsday, and then after the big Marvel reboot, after Secret Wars, we can...
I think we can do an X-Men movie. It's been enough time. I think we can do another introduction. I'll watch it.
Reboot with a new X-Men. But I am excited for this conflict between these two worlds and getting to feel torn about this battle between the Avengers and the X-Men and who we want to root for. And out of all of these returning X-Men, I mean, I am hyped for Ian McKellen returning as Magneto, but I have to say, I think I might be most excited for James Marsden's return as Cyclops because he wasn't given the best treatment in those original X-Men movies, and this would be an opportunity for him to really get to do the character justice. Like I said, by it being these actors that we know from having performed these characters before, it makes us feel closer to them. We feel like we know them, we care about them. And I mean, hey, take Hugh Jackman's Wolverine from Deadpool and Wolverine as an example. That is a Wolverine that prior to that movie, we did not know. We've never met him, but we do know enough about the character and his general story, and he is being played, of course, by Hugh Jackman, and he is very similar to the Wolverine we do know, so it works. Now, not only does this make sense from a storytelling standpoint with the multiverse and bringing in other cinematic universes like they did with Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man and No Way Home, but it just makes the stakes feel even higher. And it's just cool to think about the first era of Marvel films going up against this new era of Marvel films.
So why are the X-Men and the Avengers fighting each other?
Well, buddy, because like I mentioned earlier, we are likely seeing an incursion happening. Incursions have been set up in Loki, Multiverse of Madness, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, What If. They are essentially when two universes collide and both are on track to be destroyed. But if one universe can destroy the other one first, they can spare their own reality. So I anticipate that we will see Monica Rambeau, who is now in the X-Men universe but is from the MCU. She'll be stuck in the middle and trying to convince the two worlds to work together instead of fighting, while Dr. Doom, on the other hand, will likely be pushing for them to try to kill each other because he knows that there is no other way out and that one of these universes has to die. And my prediction is that he's probably right. I think Doomsday will happen. Both universes will be destroyed, and that's when we will land in the Void, aka Battle World, which is what we saw in the Secret Wars comics, and this will of course set us up for the Secret Wars movie, the sequel to Avengers Doomsday. But what's weird is that Monica Rambeau isn't in this cast lineup. Neither is Deadpool, neither is Wolverine, neither is Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, She-Hulk, I could go on. There's
No, for real, like, right? Like, the A-list superheroes. I'm just saying, man.
a lot of missing characters that you'd think would have to be in this movie, especially if it's shaping up to essentially be an Avengers vs. X-Men movie. Well, luckily, Marvel Studios may have just confirmed that there is still more casting yet to be announced for this movie. Now, part of me feels like there's already way too many characters in the movie, but part of me also feels like, hey, where the is Spider-Man? Where's Deadpool? Where's Wolverine? Where's She-Hulk? Where's Hulk? Where's Star-Lord? Doctor Strange? Wong? Daredevil?
Present.
Moon Knight? Miss Marvel? Captain Marvel? Valkyrie? Wanda? White Vision?
Present.
Mobius? Wasp?
All of them, just everything.
Nick Fury? Rhodey? Peter 2? Peter 3?
Present.
Sorry, I guess what I'm saying is we're gonna need more chairs.
You're gonna need a bigger potion.
So, guys, we only got to scratch the surface of what may be on the horizon and the implications of this announced cast list and what it tells us about Avengers Doomsday's plot. I cannot wait to talk more about this in the coming weeks as we finally embark on our journey to Avengers Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. And can we just pause for a second and appreciate the fact that we are getting Doctor Doom, the Fantastic Four, the Avengers, the X-Men, and more all in one movie? This is an action figure playsesh from my childhood coming to life. My 10-year-old self wouldn't be able to shut the up about this movie, and quite frankly, I don't think my 27-year-old self is going to be able to shut up either.
I know, for real. They have my ticket already bought, so. As soon as they say tickets are on sale, tickets are on what? And then me being me, I gotta get it at like 4D. I don't think those kind of movies should be experienced any other way, honestly. 4D is like the way to go because you're just gonna be like,
I am so excited, and I hope you are too. Now, before we go, it wouldn't be a Colton video without a wild theory, so let's talk about why RDJ is shushing us. The Russos have said that the death of Tony Stark in Endgame is directly connected to Doom and why Doom had to be played by RDJ. Now, I think that the two are variants of one another, but there's also the possibility that Doom is like possessing the body of Tony Stark. We'll just have to see. Luckily, I have been slightly vindicated by the...
okay. There's only, look. Well, let me really get to you real quick, because I need you to comprehend this real quick. Right?
The Russos confirming that...
No. Like, there's only... Hold on, because there's only... Mark, that's crazy. I need you to understand something. Like, there's really only one way to do like Doctor Doom, right? And it's like, I just want y'all to really just like hear me out. You can't do Doctor Doom any other way, okay? Because Doctor Doom, but Doctor Doom is like a unique character because you want to hate him, but at the same time you can't hate him because you love him. You know, he's one of those tricky characters where you're just like, I know you're evil, Like, he's like, he's a different kind of evil. He's like petty evil, right? The stuff he would do is just because he's like, he thinks he is the smartest man alive. And I get it. In a universe where Reed Richards is like the actual, they say, the smartest man in the universe, it's like, you know, I'd be upset too if you told me this man was like, you said you're smarter than me? He said, I'm not the smartest man in the universe. He is. He's petty. He's petty. The stuff that he does is petty. And I don't know. I feel all I'm saying is, I don't think they should keep Robert Downey Jr. is great, but him as Doctor Doom moving forward is going to be tricky because he's from, you know, he's wired, but like, hey, what do I know? He's also not, like, I don't think he can pull off the, like, variant. He has, Doctor Doom has an accent, or whatever. He's a variant. I don't know. I know, they probably get AI to fucking tell me what he sounds like, for real, for real. But it's crazy because, you know, I'm a Doctor Doom fan, honestly. I join him as a person, actually. Because he's not really a bad guy, but he's definitely a bad guy. The stuff he does is like, like I said, that's the thing. That's the thing about it. It's weird. It really is weird. Because on the other hand, he's like, you know, when it comes to like ruler, he's like a good ruler and shit. But on the other hand, it's like, yeah. If you probably wouldn't have stopped him, he probably would have doomed us all type shit, you know? And it's understandable. That is totally understandable because it's just like, I thought I was going to try to look for you, but I couldn't, so. Hey, sucks. Right, hold up. You know, you see this aura? You see this aura? I'm not saying Robert Downey Jr. Like, look at this. This is not aura. It might be Robert Downey Jr., yes, aura, but this is not aura. This may be aura, but that's not what we're getting. We're not getting it. You see this? Possibly. Look at this. Callan Murphy? Okay. Why not? I can see it. Wait. Also, I almost forgot. You see this lovely mask he has on? You see how all of it is depicted? He's depicted. And this is one thing I know. Russo brothers, they may take some liberties when it comes to this. And I know Robert Downey Jr. ain't going. Alright, that's one of the great things about Dr. Doom. He's narcissistic. So therefore, he's like also conceited. He's like, he thinks very highly of himself. I'm saying a whole bunch of words right now, but I know it's coming together. Alright, And that's the thing. Right? The mask. The whole point of this is the mask. The mask is the key to if he can pull it off or not. You gotta put Robert, and Robert Downey Jr. can't take off the mask. He can't take off the mask. He just cannot. At all. He has to do full on blown mask on, because guess what? They're talking about variants. I don't know how this is gonna be, or how it could work. I guess anything can happen. I guess, but where's the context? And I need to lend me the comical knowledge to find this, where this will be acceptable. I know there was an Iron Man variant, like Doctor Doom variant, Iron Man variant, which is a different thing. Yeah, there was a variant of I know there was a variant of Iron Man. Alright, see, yeah. If I'm not mistaken, see. Oh. Alright, like, yeah, variant, but like, and I think that's not like Tony Stark, that's still Doctor Doom, if I'm not mistaken. If anything, that's still Victor Von Doom. I ain't Tony Stark, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. So I just don't know how to pull it off. See, because look, he looks great, right? Yes. And he looks, but I feel like, yes, he looks great, but I feel like there was like a scar or something. And he was like, oh, I'm hideous. But I think he also, something happens in, like, I think the lore is his mask gets welded to his face on some Darth Vader shit type of deal, So he's actually, he can't take the mask off. So, if I'm not mistaken, there's like lore properties for this man to not take his mask off. He is hideous underneath there. You see that? Hideous. So I say all this because I wonder how they're going to do it. I really do. I really, really do. Like, that's something I want to know how that plays out. But I'm here for it. Either way, I'm here for it.
There is a connection between the two characters. There is a reason that they look alike. But anyway, I bring all this up because in Endgame, when Tony begins his path to the snap and his self-sacrifice, that path begins the moment he figures out time travel. And after that, what happens? I think this little shush that we saw in this casting announcement could be a little wink and nod to Tony's discovery of time travel in Endgame, which leads to his death, which the Russos say is connected to Doctor Doom. I think that Doom, like Tony, will have also mastered time travel, and that will tie into his multiversal shenanigans in Doomsday and Secret Wars, and perhaps we'll learn that Tony's creation of time travel is responsible for the creation of Doctor Doom. Now, I would love to hear your thoughts and theories on all of this down in the comments below. Are you excited for this movie? Are you excited about this cast? And do you think we're going to get more? Is Spider-Man going to be announced? He better be. If you're new here, please do feel free to subscribe and smash that bell for alerts. For Screen Crush, I'm Colton Ogburn.
One of the things I want, and I'm excited for, excited for Doomsday regardless of all of this, but one of the things I definitely want more comic tie-ins. That's all. Please give me my comic book tie-ins. But other than that, W video, on to the next one.